I've been in a relationship for 2 years, and my boyfriend is really into wrestling. I'm not. I play along, but recently the fun has turned into real fighting. I'm getting really worried because the last time we did it, we got into a full-out wrestling match and punches were thrown. What do I do?
Wow.
And this is from James in Queens.
In Queens. That's a touchy one, because domestic violence is in every type of relationship, and let me explain that. I mean by the fact that we find it in the heterosexual community as well as the homosexual community. So it's not just, you know, one section of the community is affected by domestic violence. So it really does take the talking to your partner and saying, you know, this is not something that I enjoy. And noticing that, are you getting upset, and so are you throwing the punches because it's starting to affect you? Mm-hmm. And depending on, you know, it really doesn't depend on, well, did I throw the first punch or did he? It's more of, let's talk about this. This is not acceptable to me. If you want to wrestle, then you're going to have to find somebody else to wrestle with. And understanding some people do, or especially men, tend to see wrestling as an erotic lead-in. Mm-hmm. And so, is that what this person is doing? Is the wrestling an erotic lead-in for them to do the dominance
I'm guessing
piece?
that's what it is, but my concern is that they got into the fist fight. I think there's something there.
There is something there.
I think the sex flew out the window, and there must be something going on in the relationship that...
And somebody got triggered. And by triggered, I mean somebody ended up going to a place where they felt threatened, or they felt that they had to be dominant over their partner. And so that's where you need to stop and go, you know what, this really isn't working. And whoever if James is feeling uncomfortable, then James really needs to talk and say, you know what, we can find a different way. Or you know what, if we're wrestling, then once I say this is enough, I'm starting to lose it, then we need to stop. Mm-hmm. You know, it's the same thing with, you know, when you're communicating with your partner on any other topic. You know, how do you say this is not okay for me? And yes, you compromise with your partner in certain things, but when it's something that really affects you in a bad way, that's when it needs to stop. Yeah,
I mean, I'm not the professional here, but I think he may want to consider seeing a professional with his boyfriend to figure out what was that trigger.
Exactly. And maybe it was something that was said or something that was pushed, or, you know, when does the line get crossed? Mm-hmm. And for each individual, the line gets crossed at a different place. Also, I'm seeing that maybe the reason why they got into the punching was the fact that he didn't want to do it in the first place.
Probably,
and he keeps getting like you're pushing me and you're pushing me and you're pushing me. And instead of saying, I don't want to do this, you've allowed this person to, you know, to get you into this situation that you finally just blew up.
Right.
You know, and that goes back to, let's talk about things before it becomes an issue, before it becomes anger, before it becomes violent.
I mean, generally men are very tricky, aggressive, you know, species, and whether you're gay or straight, you know what I mean, that's a part of them, and there's always this, you know, I'm not the weak one, and then gay relationships too, it's like, you know, there may be a top and a bottom, or they're both versatile, good for you, but there's definitely always going to be, I think, a bit of competition, because you're still two men in the long run. Yeah. And how you sort of equal the playing fields requires a lot more attention than you may think. That's what I would say.
Mis queridos televidentes de Frutestraña Televisión, esto fue todo por esta noche. Millones de gracias para aquellos que nos escribieron. Que
It was so much fun. I loved it.
El tiempo es muy corto, tenemos muchas más para hacer. Yo creo que debemos hacer otro programa porque fue excelente. Temas desde lo más serio hasta lo más jocosos, ¿no? Pero la verdad, a todos le prestamos la atención debida, y muchísimas gracias por ese cariño tan grande que nos tienen a escribirnos. A esas personas del Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Staten Island y Queens, y las personas que nos ven a través de la página, muchísimas gracias. E.C., if you want to say something.
Yeah, thanks again, and also look for us on the internet, because you can always catch us all over the country and send in more stuff. This is one of the most favorite shows I've done. So keep writing to us, all right? Have a great sexual life.
Que Dios lo bendiga y hasta la vista. Chao, chao.
Chao.
Bye, bye.